The Backrooms is a seemingly infinite maze of bland walls, floors, and levels that is only accessible through no clipping or falling through the real world. However, there are horrors inside, a monster that lurks around every corner slowly approaching you to swallow you whole. But what animatronics from the FNAF series could be seen in this horrific maze? That's what we're exploring today. Again, let's do it. In a 10 White Rabbit. The White Rabbit is a version of Bonnie first appearing in FNAF World, and while this game is probably the least respected and most hated in the series, my god is this thing terrifying. This is like a miniature version of Bonnie, alright? That's not so bad, right? Well, the thing is, it's completely white and has sunken black eyes with no pupils. Yeah, that makes this thing look freaking terrifying. I don't care, okay, that you go to the comments and complain that this character is here, okay? It happens every time I make a list. There's always like at least one person who says, oh, this isn't scary, why are they on this list? Scary is subjective, okay? So shove it. Anyway, this little white rabbit is one of the scariest versions of Bonnie in the series in my opinion. It's only higher up on the list because of the game. If it was in something like FNAF 4 or another main series title, it would have been scarier, especially putting it in a situation like that. But nevertheless, I still think it deserves the spotlight, and I think that it could be found in the Backrooms, considering its design and its seemingly glitchedness. Okay, it doesn't feel like it should exist, hence why it would be in the Backrooms. In a 9 Glitch Trap. I know Glitch Trap isn't really an animatronic, however, in that world, in the FNAF world, he is also from a video game, so honestly, he could have been one. And if not, he's still sentient code that could possess anything when given the opportunity. So basically, anything sentient in the Backrooms could, in theory, be possessed by Glitch Trap. But that's just a theory. A possession theory! I mean, the dude can possess Vanessa through a VR headset, so I don't know what he can't do. So might as well just assume that he can do everything so that we can have him on this list, right? Either way, basically anything in the Backrooms could in theory be William because of his powers. I mean, not like everything obviously, like the random dumpster or a baseball bat can't be William, I think. But the monster we see in these YouTube videos about the Backrooms could absolutely be William. Or it could maybe just be hinted at for the keen observer if they're actually a FNAF fan. Do I think that this is the case? Absolutely not. Do I think that it's fun to speculate? Absolutely yes. And are we still gonna get on like I just killed the Queen of England? Oh, you betcha. Oh, you In at 8, High Score Toy Chica. High Score Toy Chica is the arcade skin for Toy Chica from the Arcade Mayhem event in FNAF AR Special Delivery. Last time I included System Error Toy Bonnie because a glitch like this would be present in the Backrooms because it seems to be a sort of developer room where an animatronic like this could be present. High Score Toy Chica isn't really anything different. They're neon bluish black in color with glowing blue aura effects. It sports yellow and orange irises. Her forearms appear more blue and contain polycount textures. The Let's Party text for her bib is replaced by High Score in a pixelated font. And when her minigame appears, you gotta spam V to throw cupcakes at the child until they're happy. If you take too long, she's gonna jump scare you. But during encounters, she is replaced by her attack mode, Game Over Toy Chica. The glowing aura effects color changes from blue to purple and red. Her eyes are removed to reveal a red eye part thing. I don't know how to say this word, okay? Sclera, whatever. Her eyes are red, and her bib now reads Game Over. Like her original counterpart, her beak is also removed in this form. And you know what? This is totally something that I would expect to see in the Backrooms, and she's kind of inviting me there, and maybe I wouldn't be too mad about it. And at 7, Mangle. Mangle is a major antagonist and one of the toy animatronics of the FNAF series, first appearing in FNAF 2. When transferring the core cast of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza into toy animatronics, Fazbear Entertainment tried to remake Foxy's design, thinking that the first one, ironically enough, was too scary. It was heavily altered to be more kid-friendly, making them the most drastically changed toy variant. However, now Mangle is just a muddled husk of endoskeleton that kids can pull apart and put back together, which is absolutely horrifying to say the least. But this kind of monster would absolutely be present in the horrific maze that is the Backrooms. I mean, just take a look at the monster already shown to be there. Throw a pink face on it and then boom, it's Mangle, okay? It's the same concept as the Blob or Nightmarion from the last part. It's just a jumbled mess of parts that would chase you until you throw yourself down a hole and drop your camera. And at 6, the Daycare Attendant. The Daycare Attendant, otherwise known in-game as Sun or Moon, is a superstar daycare animatronic that appears in Security Breach as a recurring antagonist in their Moon form. As Sun, the Daycare Attendant is upbeat and energetic, similar to Funtime Freddy. He enjoys doing activities with children, such as putting on puppet shows and drinking Fizzy Fazz, but when Gregory knocks down the foam stacks as a way to distract him, his son quickly panics and then rushes to clean them up. He's also very serious about keeping the lights on as a way to prevent himself from transforming into the Moon. As the Moon, the Daycare Attendant is malevolent and aggressive, who constantly chases Gregory once the lights are turned off and attempts to punish him for going past his bedtime, even though Moon still has a distaste for messes and has the responsibility of cleaning them up as his daytime counterpart does, but to a more demented degree, because, you know, of course it does. And this kind of switcheroo is exactly something that I would expect to be in the Backrooms. This kind of demented creature able to follow you at the top of every hour, yeah. At least it would give you a way to keep track of time, but every hour would honestly be a lot. It would be a lot to deal with, especially because we don't know a way out yet. Halfway through into number 5, Helpy. Helpy made his first appearance at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, aka FNAF 6. Helpy is a small animatronic mascot that has a very similar appearance to Funtime Freddy from Sister Location, with white and purple colors, albeit being smaller and chubbier. He kinda has like a FNAF World kind of vibe. Helpy also lacks an endoskeleton, a speaker, inner wirings, and faceplates. His overall description though has many similarities, like I said, to the designs of the characters in the FNAF spin-off FNAF World, because he's more friendly looking and small and chonky. And while typically helpful characters wouldn't really be seen in the Backrooms, Helpy seems to be able to get anywhere and everywhere he wants. He can seemingly come from the FNAF World game and become canon. He can pop up behind the monitor in FNAF VR on random occasions. He can pop up in like opening filing cabinets in FNAF 2 in FNAF VR, so I wouldn't put it past him for him just showing up in an area only accessible by no clipping out of reality. The man literally transcended game dimensions, or even in the context of FNAF, just normal dimensions, so yeah, Helpy in the Backrooms, totally not out of the question. In fact, it should be canon. Rated for Nightmare. Nightmare is a nightmare animatronic who first debuts in FNAF 4 as the game's final antagonist. He is a recolored and slightly translucent version of Nightmare Fredbear. Nightmare is literally a representation of death in the FNAF universe, being present in Crying Child's mind as he's trying to survive the coma that he was put into thanks to Fredbear's bite, which also makes it understandable why the Death Omen is a pitch black version of Fredbear. Nightmare's appearance is almost identical to Nightmare Fredbear's, however the only drastic difference is that the costume color has changed to black and the bow tie and top hat have changed from purple to yellow. If images featuring Nightmare are also brightened, it would also reveal that Nightmare's costume is actually translucent, as if its endoskeleton is cloaked in shadow, and as such, I think it's exactly the kind of monster that would be present in the Backrooms. And since I included the Nightmare Endo in the last part, it could be a whole like Nightmare was there and ended up losing the shadow part of him for some reason. I don't know, maybe the other monster that's there like sucked it up for its own power or something. I don't know, but it's definitely possible, at least in my mind, and that's what matters for this list. Getting close to the end in number 3, Map Bot. Honestly, I kinda wish that there was a map bot in the Backrooms. This would have been something that would be incredibly helpful in a seemingly infinite maze. The map bot is probably one of the most hated animatronics in FNAF of all time, with the worst jump scare in all of FNAF, but especially in all of Security Breach. This is something though that is certainly the scariest part of that game, and an unexpected jump scare that actually ends up even scaring me in the Security Breach, but it's ruined by Mod's series playthrough here on the channel. But the jump scare giving you a map for the basement levels actually could be useful if you were given a map for the Backrooms. I mean, come on, we could really use one. Just look at like any actual image or design for the Backrooms. It's all the same. And that's the point, okay? It's the same wall texture, it's the same floor texture. Even when you go to a different floor, it looks the same. Some landmarks, like maybe a dumpster, but nothing substantial enough to actually help you find your way until you get there. So yeah, a map would certainly come in handy. I don't think MapBot would be in the Backrooms for scare purposes, although it would certainly add to it. I think that the MapBot would be there just as a bit of pity, you know, as a bit of help, so you could actually manage to find your way around if you could actually end up finding the map bot. Penultimately, in at number 2, Vanity Bots. The Vanity Bots, as I call them, or as they're listed on the wiki, the Nightmare staff bots, bear this same model appearance to their newer counterparts, excluding a rusty texture, glowing eyes, and a creepy smile drawn on their blank, unforgiving faces. They also have black tear streaks in a similar fashion to Nightmare, or more specifically, the ghosts of William Afton's past victims, seen in their ghost forms pixelated in the second and third game's minigames. The bots also have "in your dreams" written on their chest, because you know what? They had to do something. The Nightmare staff bots' roles are largely unchanged from regular staff bots. However, they only really appear like in a specific area. Okay, the Vanity Bots are only lethal in the sewers, killing the player if they fall into the pits, but they also mostly appear in hidden areas and during Vanny's final sequence, where they disassemble Freddy and act as obstacles to the player reaching Vanny's room. They also appear guarding the FNAF 6 location during the true ending, otherwise known as the canon or Afton ending. But just one look at these guys and you can see how I wouldn't be surprised if one of these, or a group of these, damn it, even ended up in the Backrooms, because yeah. Finally, in at number 1, Glamrock Endo. The Glamrock Endos are the endoskeletons engineered for the Mega Pizzaplex's Glamrock Animatronics and appear in FNAF Security Breach as a group of hostile enemies. The Glamrock Endos are a very high-tech version of the original endoskeleton, being gray in color as usual, like Endos 1 and Endos 2, but they have a much stronger, bigger build with wider shoulders and a big, like, superhero kind of torso. This torso is also covered in gold wires and it's glowing red eyes. However, later in the ending it is also shown that their eyes were glowing as they were controlled by something else. But these damn things are creepy as hell and seem like they would fit right in with the Backrooms group of monsters. The Glamrock Endos can only move when the player is not looking at them. When the player stares at it, they will stand motionless, typically, unless they can't really tell because they're like behind a pole or something. When the player looks away, that's when it moves to attack. Most often they tend to be inert until the player performs an action which they are required to in the game, which actually ends up awakening them. What if these endos have been present in the Backrooms this whole time, but they have been inactive until now? Yeah, and then all of a sudden they get activated and then you're screwed. Yeah, this would 100% be something that would be found in the Backrooms. You can't tell me anything different. Alright, you know. Then this is why I had to make a part 2, to put this on the list. Cause god damn, how did I miss this the first time? That's all the time we have for today, friends. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been in Shower Mate Gone Monroe, and I'll see you in another video. Ah!